Peter Schiff doesn't know this about gold. Now, I found something very interesting on gold, so I thought I should make a quick video about that, because why not? It's interesting, it goes with my theory that 2026 we might have a big crash. Why 2026? I don't know. It kind of just fits the timetable, something like that. So let me show you what I actually found out, and it's quite interesting. So we're gonna do this on a logarithmic chart first, and then we're gonna go to a regular chart and see how this actually plays out and draw some nice lines. And there is definitely some bullish signals that actually can indicate that gold is gonna go higher, but there are definitely pattern to the madness. So let me show you something over here. Over here, from the very bottom, this started in January 2017, exactly January 2070, not 2070, 1970. This start 1970, all the way towards the top up here. This is January, 1980. So this move over here was actually 10 years long. So the move from the bottom towards the top, the bull market lasted 10 years. Now look at this over here. From the very bottom over here, give or take, this 1999, but over here from the very start, when it actually started, this started in, February 2001, all the way towards the top over here, September 2011, again, give or take, 10 years bull market, right? So 10 years bull market, 2001 to 2011, 10 years, give or take. And look right now, guys, this move over here, this last move started up here at the bottom in January 2016. So January 2026, this is the top, if you just calculate, right? So every single bull market, technically speaking, on gold has been lasting for 10 years. And when I saw this, I was like, oh, my mind just blew, through the roof. Now, the pullbacks over here has been a little bit, wilder, and they, are not actually going as they should be going. There is no real, date when the bear market starts and stops, but the bull market is definitely 100% lasts for 10 years. And I was thinking, like, this is very interesting. So what is actually happening here on the chart? And could this, this part over here tell us that, we're gonna hit some kind of top at, in 2026? And I think we might actually do that. Not only that, there are actually bearish signs on the chart and bullish signs. I'm gonna show you the bullish signs. But 2026 does seem interesting. And I don't think, Peter Schiff knows about it. So Peter Schiff, you're watching this video, 2026, that's when it's all done. We also know that Bitcoin's right now going through the bull market, and eventually the Bitcoin will go through the bear market as well, and we are expecting that to be 25, 26, give or take, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. We don't know, but we are expecting Bitcoin also to be somewhere close to the bottom or going towards the bottom in 2026. So considering that right now that both gold and Bitcoin are gonna maybe go towards downside after 2026, it does seems to be very much aligned. Now if you look at stock market as well, stock market is also pumping like crazy right now, and there is no stopping in sight, right? So again, at one point there will be stopping in sight, and again, give or take a year, 2 years at most. That's it. So 2026 is important, so we're gonna check it out. But over here, what's actually happening right now? We're gonna turn off the logarithmic chart because we are not crazy. And we're gonna look at actually what's happening here. Now this actually looks very nice, because you got this pivot point over here, you got this slowdown here, you got this one up here. This looks like inverse head and shoulders pattern. So just by calculating the inverse head and shoulders pattern over here from the bottom to the target up here towards the upside, we are looking at something like 2.5k up here at the top, for a bullish target up here towards the upside. Now there is a reason why this doesn't have to happen, and we might just consolidate for the next 2 years or something like that, and then drop towards downside. And the reason for that is, let's me remove these lines up here. Let me just put line up here at 2.5 and say that this over here is an important level of resistance, and we're gonna check that out. because, you know, nice round number, because the same way, you know, like over here, like, you know, 19 was a very nice number. We came to 2000 levels, we are zigzagging, but right now breaking up here, and if this is in fact an inverse head and shoulders pattern, the target up here should be at 2.5. Now, the bearish side of this over here, because we just said that, you know, in January 2026, that's over here, July, April, May, June, January 2026, might be some kind of type. So you can see up here right now, you know, this is over here climbing towards that move towards upside. Whether that's going to happen or not, we don't know. But it's interesting theory, right? Now, the bearish sign of this pattern up here is what I call exhaustion pattern. You'll see also this move down here that failed, and right now we're climbing towards upside. So I'm a little bit unsure whether we are actually gonna break this towards upside. This is what we call exhaustion pattern, and let me explain to you something a little bit about the exhaustion pattern. Oftentimes you get this, you know, big impulsive move towards upside, and then you get some kind of flagging. If you flag, or consolidation pattern, if you consolidate towards downside, like over here towards downside, if you consolidate towards downside, this is what we call a bull flag, and the bull flag goes towards the upside over here. This is actually a very bullish pattern. On the other hand, if this part up here, last part, actually goes towards upside, this is called exhaustion pattern, and these exhaustion patterns are very bearish because they indicate, you know, they are exhausting the price movements. Over here the price was moving very high, you know, fast towards upside. It is exhausting the pattern, and once this exhaustion pattern comes, or distribution pattern if you want to call, because this accumulation zone, this is the distribution zone over here, this, you know, breaks towards downside and falls back down very often, especially in some kind of you know, topping out patterns or bearish markets. This is very likely to fall towards downside. What are you gonna see over here, that we have from the bottom down here towards top what we call a flag, and then we got this very nice channel up here that's been channeling for a while right now. Now it depends a little bit how you draw this channel up here. Especially this week on the downside up here is broken up here, but if we pull something like this over here, we can still go a little bit more towards upside, and this entire part of this exhaustion pattern up here, it's even though it's a little bit big, it's just exhausting the part. Also this breakdown up here and remove, you know, coming right back inside channel is showing the weakness in the chart, but it's still holding very nicely. It's still going towards upside, but we are still looking at this, you know, 2026, January 26, 2005 level up here as some kind of important level of resistance. If it goes, it does not have to get hit 2500 from the very bottom up here, from the start of the move towards the upside up here. It's 150%, a little bit low down here. It's actually 100% over here. So exactly up here at 2340 or whatever that is, give or take, that's 100% move towards upside, which is, you know, in line with what we call the X's. The X's are how high the price goes. Oftentimes, you know, the first buyers are gonna start selling 100%, 2x, 3x, 10x, 5x, 20x, right? So these X are very important. This over here, you know, 1338 is a, you know, 2x from the very bottom down here. If you pull it all the way from the bottom towards downside, it's a little bit actually higher than that. Over here it's 140%, but from this bottom up here, exactly at the top, it's 100% towards upside. Now, where are we gonna, you know, hit the 100% target up here, which is also very important? That's up here at, you know, 2.3. Are we gonna get extended and hit 2.5 for whatever reason? Because you can get these extensions. Regardless, we are still looking at this part over here that might indicate that, you know, we are coming very close to this ending move on gold, and then eventually gold will actually dump towards the downside. So this does look a little bit bearish to me, although I do see that, you know, we can actually move towards upside. But the 10-year, you know, bull markets on gold seems pretty legit, and right now we're gonna see whether we're gonna confirm that or not. That said, there are other bullish indications on the chart that are telling us that, you know, this is not over just yet. So if you look at over here on the chart, this is what we call RSI indicator, and we're gonna go to the bigger time frames over here on the RSI. If we can actually pull something out over here, there we go. What you're gonna see here, that the tops actually doesn't come down here at these, you know, 60k levels. Right now we're just pulling back and continuing towards upside. Tops actually come over here very high, extended towards upside. So you'll see up here, you know, these tops are at 90 80 levels up here. This top up here, you know, this came very close top and then continue going towards upside. I don't think you can even say, can you put this on a logarithmic chart so we can see this a little bit better? Let me just move the chart a little bit and, you know, extend so we can see this a little bit better up over here, and put the lines not this line over here, this very top up there. And then, you know, this up here just before the top, and then, you know, the secondary top gave us the divergence. We got this top up here, and then it continue, you know, zigzagging while this was pulling back. But just before this actually happens, just before we hit these, you know, these very high levels at 90 plus levels, that's when actually top hits. And right now you'll see right now on the 3-month chart over here that we are not quite there just yet, right? So it does look like there is very good probability that this can actually break towards upside over here, go to these 90 levels, and that might mean that, you know, we have more room to go towards upside. Now, what, you know, how far up can this actually go? Can it go above, you know, 2.5? Am I gonna be wrong about 2.5 and this just explodes towards upside up here, you know, to 4,000, 10,000, whatever level up here? We don't quite know just yet. I mean, that's just how these things work, but there is definitely bullish sign for it. Right now you can see up here that we are getting rejected by the line. So, you know, if we just get it rejected over here and fall back down towards downside up here below the 50 levels, that would be confirmation that, okay, this trend over here is done and it's gonna fall back towards downside over here. Right now, if we go right now, as we are continuing going towards upside, the momentum is also not actually going that much up towards upside up here. We are already, I don't know if you can see it over here. We're going to turn off the logarithmic chart up here a little bit. We are already going towards upside over here, while the RSI is going towards downside, and the momentum as well is not actually going towards upside. So we need to pump a lot towards upside to get this momentum to be higher and higher towards upside, and we also need the RSI to go towards the upside. But it's, you know, looking very shady, and there is a very good probability to right now consolidate up here a little bit more until 2026, and then, you know, do the big dump towards downside. I really don't like this, you know, this week on the downside when it comes to these weeks, because these channels should have held the support. It did not hold the support, so this is a weakness in the price already being shown over here. It is going towards upside, but this is the way I see it, only you know, exhaustion pattern towards upside. So I don't think, you know, Peter Schiff knows how to analyze the charts and look at the charts. There are definitely, you know, reasons why this can actually break towards the upside, but overall, I'm not really that bullish just yet. I'm still looking at this what's called a MACD indicator over here, and I'm looking whether, you know, if we pump a little bit, if gold pumps a little bit more towards the upside, maybe to, you know, 2-3 or something like that. What did we say? 100% was 2-3 point something. That's 100% move towards the upside. I'm looking if it pumps over here towards 2-3 to see how the momentum is going to play out. I'm also looking to see whether we break the trend on the RSI, because right now we're coming to the resistance of the trend, so we can, you know, still do the move over here, you know, without actually breaking the trend up here, and then eventually breaking this trend, because there is the same way there is a trend on the top side, there is also a trend on the bottom side over here. That's right now, you can see right now that we are coming inside this, you know, triangle over here. That's right now I need to, you know, break towards one side or other side, and this is the most difficult part when it comes to, you know, reading the charts. It's when you're coming to these very close ending points and figuring out whether the price is going to dump down or go towards upside. I don't see that much upside. That might just be me, but when looking at the charts in the long term over here and zooming out, this, you know, these 10-year you know, bull markets up here is gonna end in 2026 up here, give or take, right? And you know, I thought that was interesting enough to make this video about that. So there is that. Guys, if you like this, hit the like button on the way out. Thank you for watching. I'll see you around. Bye bye.